Welcome in, KEW loyal fans. As you can see the card there for the evening. We're just checking, of course, that we are live broadcasting here. We are indeed live. Welcome into Big Bird's Bash, the second to last pay-per-view of the season. This is going to be a big one. We're going to get things kicking off with a hardcore championship match that sees the BFG taking on the Mystery, and of course Big Bird's Bash, as always, is brought to us in the KEW's inaugural home, the Kingsmead Gym. An Extreme Rules match for the Hardcore Championship. It's what the fans have paid their money to see. These seats are worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, ladies and gentlemen. It's an exclusive venue. It's an exclusive pay-per-view. And it is the BFG to get us started on our road to the CEX Showdown. And the final pay-per-view of the season, of course. This really paves the way for it when we hit this. You hit the Rumble, and you know, there's only 8 weeks after the Rumble to push yourself through the power rankings to finish the KEW season as a champion or as a nobody that's going to be forgotten. And of course, we've already spoken about the KEW's tough financial times. And this is, as we now know, the last KEW season there will be. So this, above all else, has massive ramifications. And talking of massive, he makes his way into the ring. There's the BFG and the ladies in the front row who have paid their big money to see him here, see him flex firmly for them. Of course, he's had a heated exchange and rivalry over the last few weeks with the Mystery that's seen him both be attacked by and assault the Mystery, both of them fighting for the KEW Championship, the Hardcore Championship. And of course we'll talk more about the Rumble as we move through this evening's events. We do not have a championship match on the card for you this evening. We know we spoke last around the potential of the Man Crusher filling that spot, but it was revealed to us that Mark the Magnificent had the choice, or sorry, the Skeleton King Mark had the opportunity. He could either elect to be the have that match, or the random draw in the Rumble. He elected for the Rumble spot. Of course you would. You wouldn't want to put your title on the line if you didn't have to. And here, though, the Mystery fired up for this one, it seems. The KEW fans welcoming him into the arena. There it is, the Hardcore Championship, as brought to you by the Trash Man, a proud sponsor of the Hardcore division ever since its inauguration, and our first ever champion, the BFG. 600 pounds of premium love muscle, ready to fight for the belt he's called his own since it's coming to its inaugural bout and battle. And there is the Hardcore Champion and the Mystery, these two ready to do battle for that belt. We of course saw the Mystery take it from him last time around. Can the BFG reclaim the bronzeware that he so desperately seeks? He's a hungry man who's hungry for championships. And these two men are eager to prove that they are worthy of both being KEW champions. As they come slowly out and the BFG shoves the Mystery down. This is one thing the Mystery is going to have to watch out for, the power game of the BFG. He has the weight and the power advantage there. Goes for an early sit-down powerbomb pin. And almost an early 2 there. Gets a 1 count straight out of the gate. That would have been one of the fastest Hardcore Championship matches in history. And one where we've not seen previously and prior. And of course, we do have the hard parquet floor in here. There is no KEW matching to protect the athletes on the outside. You get them to the outside. That is not a protected surface, ladies and gentlemen. That's just hard wood floor that these men are going to be going to town on. Look at this, a deep squat from the BFG, and another one there with his man in the suplex position, and a big falling suplex from the BFG, showing his power off there as he gets a big headbutt in. And goes for another one, but misses it swiftly there. And shoves his man back down to the ground. Now every time the Mystery goes to try and lock horns with the BFG, he's pushing him off like a small child here, but drops the elbow. The question that you have to ask yourself though is, how much longer can the BFG keep this up? The momentum switches and he starts to run out of energy, which does happen in the larger man, the larger athlete. The Mystery can set the pace, set the tempo, know that he doesn't have to come out the gate strong. He can get back into this one during the match as it goes on, but he won't want to let the BFG start to get a run of things and start to pull away from him too far. And here we go, bringing him to the edge of the ropes here, and not on the hard flooring. Oh, power bombs him to the outside on that hard wooden flooring, and you can see it looks like the Mystery slow to get up there. The BFG happy to take things outside, the big headbutt there, and you can see the brick drop apron there for the BFG as he goes and pulls out his first weapon of destruction from under the ring. It's a lovely guitar. He pads it on his hand, but I think he's taken too long. Mystery up, but only to get shoved back down to the ground. It's all BFG here. Misses the stomp though. Now that might be the entrance the Mystery need. Oh, he's driven into the ring post on the outside, and this is not a good start from the Mystery. Forces the BFG off him now. Can he build a head of steam here at all? Big punch there. It's exactly what the Mystery needs to try and get himself back into this one. Brings him down to the floor now and has him on the floor, working the, looks like the knuckle into the back of the head here, and stomps right on the spine. A nasty stomp from the Mystery. That's just the kind of momentum switch he needs on the outside of the ring. Big uppercut there as well. And of course we know, being it's a hardcore championship match, there are no countouts. The referee is powerless to stop any destruction these two men want to do to each other. It's all about what they want to do. It looks like there the belt off the shoe of the Mystery potentially have cut the face of the BFG, and here comes the table, ladies and gentlemen. The Mystery flicks it down and has it in position. He's got something devilish in mind here. Gets hold of the BFG and whips him the wrong way round the ring though, down onto the hard unpadded flooring, the hard parquet flooring, wood flooring. These two men are going at each other on. Big knee drop to his face, and now he's taking his time here, the Mystery, showing off to the KEW faithful. I'm not so sure you should be spending the time like that. Spend your time wisely as he's driven into the ring post, and down goes the BFG, blood spewing from his head now. He doesn't look like he's in a good way, shape or form at all, and is the Mystery going to look to throw him into the ring and potentially put this one to bed before it's even really got going with any sort of vim or vigour? But he bounces off the chest, and now the BFG goes for the cover here, catching the Mystery cold. Just a 1 count though, as he's able to roll the shoulder, and the BFG unhappy he wasn't able to get a higher count out of that one. Lifts him and slams him high off the head drag. Looks like he might go for it again, and does indeed again, lifting him high and slamming him on the floor, showing his power off here, and going for the headbutt with that blood as well, smearing the blood perhaps onto the mask of the Mystery, dropping the elbow, with a 600-pound elbow dropping on you. That's really going to run the wind out of you. Charging round now, gets hold of him from behind, but gets an elbow to the face for his troubles. And the other thing you have to question as well is, of course, the KEW roster, because of injuries and such, has got smaller over the last few weeks, which means all of the wrestlers that we see prior to the Rumble will be in the Rumble, ladies and gentlemen. How much is that going to impact the BFG during the Rumble when he has a split open face? Are we going to be able to patch him up in time is the question, as the Mystery goes under the ring for a stop sign here, and look at this, threatening the BFG with it. And oh, there's the stop sign straight to the face, and he launches it at him on the floor. You can see the dent of divot in the stop sign already there, ladies and gentlemen. It looks like he's taken significant damage from that, and now he's rolled into the ring. The Mystery might look to put things away here, maybe a mysterious neck breaker on the damaged neck. No, goes for the submission hold here, trying to embarrass the BFG and make him tap, wrenching the position in here. It looks like the BFG might be tapping. We can't quite see from this angle, and he's tapping there, ladies and gentlemen. It's all over. The Mystery retains the KEW Hardcore Championship here in our first match here at Big Bird's Bash.
Hardcore Champion
the hardcore champion, then heading into the final run-in for the KEW seasons, will be the mystery. The question is, can he hold on to that belt? We know, ladies and gentlemen, we've had it decreed to us by the KEW's higher-ups and the powers that be that all championships will be put on offer in the next few weeks in the KEW. That may mean it could be every week, it could be some weeks, we don't know, ladies and gentlemen. What we do know is that the championships will be available and that everybody's going to get an opportunity to have a good scrap for them in the coming weeks in the KEW, which proves even more vital that you can push yourself either A, up the power ranks, B, nab a title now, or C, have the opportunity to put yourself in the frame to be in the game there. Well, don't wreck yourself before you get into the Royal Rumble match, which of course will be the best opportunity for anyone to potentially have a title shot. Our next match for this evening then, I was having a drink of water there in between matches, has seen a bitter rivalry unfolding between that man there and the Shinigami. The Shinigami, of course, attacking the King Daddy, and King Daddy responding in kind. It was King Daddy who sparked this rivalry, really, with a cheap slap to the Shinigami, and the Shinigami now sits really as what should be the #1 contender for the KEW Championship. Of course, we saw him defeat the Man Crusher prior to the Man Crusher then defeating the Skeleton King. Really, what you have to question is who out of those three is going to come out the best out of the Rumble. You'd have to say that that's probably going to be a major factor into who gets the first shot of the Skeleton King between himself and the Man Crusher. Who knows, either one might win it as well. He has been in resplendent form, yet to retake the KEW Championship or a second run at it. You'd have to say the Skeleton King has probably been running or been thankful that the King Daddy has stepped in the way and he's willing to take on the demon and the monster that is the Shinigami. This one then a tables match. The Shinigami, having seen more enough of the skeleton of King Daddy in the recent weeks, has now decided that he wants to put him through a table to polish off the rivalry between these two that of course King Daddy started. Easier said than done though to put a scrapper like King Daddy through a table. We know he fights hard, and we know of course he's an athlete with plenty of promise in the KEW. We saw him take on and defeat Tanj last time around. Big shot here at a drop kick, and oh, early doors. Oh, I wonder if there was a table there. I couldn't quite see from the camera angle. And he's got to feel a bit lucky here, the demon. Oh, now drags his man out of the ring. Well, it's fortunate that table there was folded down. Otherwise, the Shinigami could have been through it straight away. And that would have been the end of that one, ladies and gentlemen. We've seen a tables match finish like that before, of course, where we saw Miss Tash send, I think it was James the Cat before. He was part of the coven through a table over the top rope immediately at the start of a match. And that finished the KEW match for the evening there, with Miss Tash taking the victory. But here it's continuing on as these two men are battling away at one another. It's been King Daddy so far with the advantage, but here the neck break there, vicious assault from the Shinigami, and now he looks to go and get the first table of the evening, lifting it up, and he's going to slide it into the ring. He throws it down as he sees that King Daddy's back to his feet and rolls back into the ring, goes straight back after his man. I can't think that he's going to want to either A, hang around here in this one, the Shinigami, or B, he's going to take any nonsense from the King Daddy here. He will have to watch out, of course, for King Daddy's deadly low blow, which he enacted in sufficient fashion during a no-holds-barred match against Tanj, which saw him get the victory there. I'm sure Tanj will be waiting in the background as well to get his hands on King Daddy. He'll feel that that was a egregious way to lose said contest. That's what happens when you step into the ring with King Daddy in a no-holds-barred match, though. He will go low, and he will look to do it frequently and often to try and secure wins. A rake of the eyes there from the Shinigami. And King Daddy's in a troubled way. Another neck twist there, and now he might look to go after the table on the outside. Does indeed roll to the outside. The Shinigami picks up the table and now throws it back down again as he sees the King Daddy back to his feet. He's not happy with the punishment isn't active for him, so he's going to give him a bit more. He lifts him up and slams him down spine first, and King Daddy is in all sorts of trouble now, ladies and gentlemen. Ramming the knee into the KEW matting and now praising his Dark Lord. And we've seen this many a time before. When he praises the Dark Lord, it's like an extra power imbues him. You can see King Daddy rolling out of the ring, getting the table now, and is he going to be silly enough to slide it in? He is, ladies and gentlemen. In comes the table, and the Shinigami says, fine, you want a table? I'll give you a table. Folds up a secondary table and slides that into the ring as well. Double tables in the ring. In comes the Shinigami as the King Daddy is slow picking the table up, and the table now rested on the ropes, but King Daddy with a few battling elbows. Maybe this is the position King Daddy needed. A bit of a respite for him, a bit of a rest break, and now he's in control of things here. Lifts him high and drops him coccyx first onto the knee straight up the pooper there. Not what you need. Oh, good duck from King Daddy, although somewhat inadvertently. I don't think he realised the Shinigami had recovered quite as quickly as he had. He didn't feel the air, but whizzing past him. Oh, there's the demonic kiss, and down goes King Daddy. And now surely it's only a matter of time. Set the table up, and I feel like a chokeslam through the table maybe on the cards here. Oh, launches the table at him though. The Shinigami unsure what to do here. We did take the risk when we set up a tables match, ladies and gentlemen, that they might not know how to finish it. The table into the corner it goes. This is normally how the computers like to finish these matches. Table in the corner, picks up the other table. Is it going to be a double table and double corner, or is it going to be a table to the grill? It's a table to the grill, and then that table itself he sets up there. He's got two tables ready, two implements of destruction to whiz King Daddy through in any moment here. Whips him into the corner instead though, avoiding both tables, and here King Daddy with both feet up. Took too long about it, the Shinigami, but he regains his senses at the last second and now whips him into the ropes, avoids that, hits the other table in the other corner, and now he's in a dangerous position here as the Shinigami lifts him high onto the shoulder and might look to charge him face first through the table. He does indeed. Shinigami picks up the win, and the King Daddy is well and truly floundered and flastered there as he slammed face first through the table. Shinigami with the victory, and you've got to say, with a reputation and a form that King Daddy is on, he's going to be a formidable opponent should he come up against Mark. And when he comes up in the Rumble, we don't know what number he's going to be, but goodness gracious me, you wouldn't want to be in the ring with that man, would you? He's going to dominate the Rumble, you'd have to feel. Is it the Shinigami's year? Last year we saw, of course, the Assassin take the Rumble in resplendent fashion. He was in there, of course, with the Hardcore Champion, defending Hardcore Champion, who's held on to his belt, the mystery, and he, of course, elected from that to take the easy route. It was the Big Bird, his tag team partner, who was, of course, the KEW champion at the time. The Assassin had the option picked to go against his stablemate, his tag team partner, and drive a wedge there, or go after the Hardcore Championship. He chose the Hardcore Championship, and as such became the Hardcore Champion, held that belt for a long time before losing it eventually to the BFG, and then moving on to become the KEW Championship, which again he held for an awful long time. And I'm sure he'll look to replicate that success in the coming weeks. Focusing on the Tag Team Championship, we have, of course, the Coven here, which will be led out by James the Cat and the Tarantula. They got them to the Tag Team Championship, and they're going to have the opportunity to win it. And James the Cat gyrating around the Tarantula here. He slides through the legs and she beats the chest. They, of course, beat the Safety Men, Safety Squared, as they're now known, for the #1 contenders spot. Then, of course, we saw James the Cat defeated by the Yeti just last time out in KEW. And now that's left us in a precarious position where, of course, the tag team titles on the line. And the Misfits fired up, knowing they have the upper hand and the advantage. I say the tag team titles on the line, I might have actually forgotten to push that button. Either way, they'll change hands should they win. The Coven, that is. If the tag team titles stay with the tag team champions, then we'll leave them where they are, and I have the feeling that the Misfits will be the tag team champions at the end of this one. Call it a instinct, call it going on form, call it what it is. But the KEW tag team champions do not look particularly threatened or worried by the Coven. I'm sure the question Miss Kasuja will be asking herself is, did she pick the right members to go in? And here we're going to start off, you can see, with the Tarantula against the Yeti. And the Yeti immediately out of the blocks quickly here. Of course, famously had a good rumble last time around, eliminating Atomic Andy, which sparked a rivalry between the safety men, as they were, and the Misfits. Rivalry that saw the tag team titles change hands, and the Misfits gain the tag team championships for the first times. And it has been since then that they've lost the championships, of course, to the Coven. And the question on everyone's minds is, can the safety men reascend the mountain? Can Safety Squared get back to where the safety men were to take on the Turkish Mountain and the Yeti, the Misfits, in future? Because currently it looks like the Misfits are the dominant force in the tag division. As we've seen early doors here, they've been on it early, it seems. Now Mr. Tarantula, oh, nasty DDT onto the apron there. Well, out of nothing really, snapping his head off the edge of the apron there, right in front of her tag team partners. Now, driven back into the ring. I thought it was going to be into the stairs there, and she's taking her time. Maybe she's going after the Yeti. He jumps off the apron and she goes straight for him and flips him onto the floor on the outside. And you can see now Big Dan is taking it to James the Cat on the inside. And Miss Tarantula looks like she's only got eyes locked on the Yeti on the outside, up to a 7 count. And she makes her way back into the ring. And went for the running knee strike, it looked like, but missed it entirely. And now the Turkish Mountain with a massive backbreaker there. And look at this, pushing the back as well, cracking the spine across his knee and thigh. Pulls the arm out and goes after the arm as well. A nasty assault from the Turkish Mountain, who drops the elbow as well, crushing the wind out of the chest of the Tarantula. And she's not been able to get James the Cat involved at all yet. Now the Turkish Mountain has her on the shoulder, and down she comes, slammed into the matting there. Goes for the cover. Just a 1 count though. She rolls the shoulder. Plenty left in the tank for her so far, but she's got to find a way to get over and out of this corner that she's in currently, because at the moment it's the tag team champions who are dominating this. Lifted high is the Tarantula now, parading around by the Turkish Mountain, who drops her face first from a good height of what must be almost 7-8 feet in the air. Tags in the Yeti as she's done the work. As the Mountain, the Yeti now sends Miss Tarantula into ropes here, and it looks like the Coven have well and truly got this one wrong here. Reverses her around now though, does the Tarantula. A big back body drop there, just what she needed. A big kick as well. Any respite she gets, she may want to try and charge for the corner as the Ploughman comes up and takes that top turnbuckle off. That might well save the tag team in the coming moments here. If the Tarantula can't get out of the ring, the Yeti gets a hand back into this one now. Surely she'd look to go for the tag at this point, but she doesn't look anywhere near concerned with that. She's more than happy to just try and continue to wear down the Yeti here. And then, oh, look at that, caught at the last second there. I said she should have gone for the tag, didn't, and now she's in trouble here. Reverses back around though, a nasty German suplex, but goes for the pinfall, and that surely would have been at least a 2.5, if not a 3 there from the referee. Couldn't see it because they were too busy dealing with the turnbuckle, and the tarantula here going after the Turkish Mountain again, going for that snap DDT on the apron. Another nasty snapping DDT as the Yeti's over in the corner with James the Cat, gives him a big punch. Not close enough though. Big clothesline there, and surely the tarantula's got to look to tag James the Cat in at some point soon here. You'd have to think this has got to be on the cards. No, the Yeti now reverses it around. Now he switches his attention to James the Cat, lifts him onto the top of the rope here and clotheslines him down onto the ring. Big strike across the back, tags in the Mountain as well. The Mountain going to get his measure of revenge on the tarantula after being spiked off the apron with another DDT there. Screams to the KEW fans, and now he might look to put things away, but the Turkish Delight Powerbomb is arguing with it looked like Miss Kasuja on the outside there though, and it's allowed the tarantula to get in the sit-down powerbomb with a pin here. Gets a 1 count, and the Yeti gets a toe in to break it up at the last second. A toe to the face of the Miss Tarantula, it looked like there. But she's now taking a measure of control in this one out of almost nothing there. Distraction from the Witch Mother. And now look at this, working the arm across the face here. That gloved hand into the corner. Goes Big Dan, and down with a sit-down powerbomb again. Rolls out of the cover though. I thought she might go for the pinfall there. It looks like James the Cat's getting some instructions from the Witch Mother, and she's loading the sock here, and oh, there she goes with the spider claw in the face. That socked spider claw. Will he tap out? No, he doesn't manage to battle his way out of it. A furious knee there, and a shoulder charge drives the tarantula down. Now goes after James the Cat. James the Cat still not quite been able to get into this match here. It's been all Miss Tarantula so far. She's done a good job though of wearing down the Turkish Mountain, and now look at this, the distraction again from the Witch Mother on the outside, realising her tag team's in trouble here, distracting Big Dan in this big match up here, and he's not going to thank them for that one. She's slow back to her feet. She can't quite get there, can the tarantula, in time though, and Big Dan's still in control of this. The distraction not quite lasting for long enough. Again, snapping the spine across the knee here, rolls her off. And you wonder how much more punishment she can take. Dives and gets the tag though, whilst the Turkish Mountain's distracted, posing for the cameras. Shocking tag team display action there from the Turkish Mountain. Under and over goes James the Cat now. Big back body drop there, sends him flying. And now James the Cat, motivated, fired up. He's the freshest man in the battle, you'd have to say. He's been waiting on the side for a furious amount of time now. Goes after the Turkish Mountain, has him on the shoulders, and big running drop there off the shoulders. James the Cat looking to use the momentum. Early doors here, up to the top rope he goes, sits on the top turnbuckle, senton bomb off the top rope here, rolls into the cover. The Yeti unable to come in from that earlier breakup. Of course, Big Dan hasn't done it, and it's going to be the Coven who take the victory. We'll have new tag team champions. They won't get the belts here, ladies and gentlemen, but they will get the belts posthumously. The Coven have done it again. They're double tag team champions. James the Cat, the lucky charm once again. Goodness gracious me. What a turnout for the cards. I don't think we've seen a shock result like that in many a while in the KEW, ladies and gentlemen. And we'll take a swift pause here because we move into the Rumble, so I'll give you all a good couple of minutes here, or at least a good 30 seconds to pause the video and run to the toilet whilst I take a sip of water. Here we go then, ladies and gentlemen, let's get things kicking off here. Random order it is.
is the Royal Rumble match. Now, the two superstars that drew number 1 and number 2 will start the ring at the same time. Other superstars will join in the order they drew. This will continue until all 20 superstars have entered the ring. Eliminations occur when you are thrown over the top rope with both feet landing on the floor. The last superstar in the ring will be declared the Royal Rumble winner and will go on to face the champion of their choice at WrestleMania!
Not quite WrestleMania, the CEX Showdown, and it's not quite, and it'll be the next edition of KEW, we're told, ladies and gentlemen. That'll be when they will be able to hand their token in and get their number 1 title shot. They'll be taking on the Skeleton King, unless, of course, the Skeleton King wins it, and then it will be the Skeleton King who will be the oh my goodness me, I wasn't expecting the Man Crusher to come out here. We'll go back to that in just a minute. The Man Crusher, of course, defeated Mark. You have to wonder what deal's gone on in the background here then, ladies and gentlemen. She's drawn first. Well, this is going to look highly suspicious if the Skeleton King is not the second man out of the locker room. And here comes the Man Crusher. She's going to have to run the gauntlet. Maybe it was her winning that match prior to this, the match against the Skeleton King. It wasn't for the KEW Championship. The locker room sees her as the threat. She's first out. And of course, athletes added every 60 seconds. As mentioned, if one of the champions, should it be the Mystery or the Skeleton King, win the Royal Rumble, then it will be. Oh, and here he is, drawn second overall. Well, we'll let the controversy off here. Well, this is a crackerjack start. I'm not so sure that the KEW champion will want to see the athlete who just beats him. And look at this, he's threatening with a chair already. You can't bring the chair into the Rumble, lad. But the KEW champion, he'll have to run the gauntlet too. Both of these athletes going to have to go through 19 other people in order to get the shot at another title, another belt. Should it be, of course, the Man Crusher, she'll have the option to pick which championship. You'd have to feel she'll go for his championship. I think everyone in the locker room's going for his championship this time around. Last time around it was a little open and controversial because Big Bird, of course, was the champion and the Assassin won it. This time around I don't think it's going to be as open and controversial. Mark's the champion, he is the man with the belt, and he will know. And oh, he's out immediately. Oh my goodness me, he's not even lasted 10 seconds and he's thrown over the top rope immediately by the Man Crusher. That's not what she would have liked, what he would have liked to have seen there. And here comes Atomic Andy making his way down the ramp here. Well, goodness gracious me, I said that if one of the KEW champions, of course, won the belt, they'd be challenging for the other belt. It could have been the Skeleton King picking up a double belt there. He could have been Hardcore Champion and the main champion as well. But instead of which, we didn't get that, and out goes Hernia as well. Goodness me, this is one of the fastest Rumbles I think we've ever seen. Atomic Andy eliminates the Man Crusher immediately. And now who's next out of the locker room? It's James the Cat, ladies and gentlemen, fresh out of watching him lose or win the KEW tag team titles. He slides into the ring and he's ready to go. Hooks up with Atomic Andy immediately. Into the ropes goes Andy. Under goes James the Cat. We've seen 2 fast eliminations. The first 2 draw. Might as well have not even bothered lacing up their boots. Let's be honest here, ladies and gentlemen. You'd have to say the Skeleton King's going to be watching on from the background to see which KEW athlete is going to be the winner of this. Who he's going to have to be taking on. Big power on from Atomic Andy now. The countdown is on. 2, 1. Who's next out of the locker room? The Plowman's out next. This is bad news for Atomic Andy. He's almost going to be in a 2-on-1 handicap here with 2 members of the Coven in the ring at once. And here, maybe the Plowman's... Oh, it looks like he's waiting here. Oh, he lets his Coven teammate get eliminated. There goes James the Cat. Andy with 2 eliminations now, and now puts the Plowman onto the ropes. The Plowman now battles back off with a elbow there, wise to it, throws Andy into the ropes, jumps over the top of him, and then goes around the back of him. Oh, drags him down and slams him down. And a big kick to the chest there, trying to take the air out of the big fella who started on fire here. 2 eliminations already. And of course the KEW champion's out. And here comes the BFG. We said that he sustained that damage earlier on. And the more people we get into this ring, the more this is going to become a real battle. And here the BFG just watching and waiting, trying to see if the Plowman can get the... a big fella of Atomic Andy out over the top rope, doesn't quite be able to, and now the BFG targets the Plowman immediately, lifts him high, going for those squat suplexes here. Atomic Andy waiting in the background here, using up the time valuably as the BFG. Big suplex there. He'll know he won't want to face Atomic Andy anytime soon. He doesn't want to be on the ropes with him lurking here. And here comes the mystery. Oh, we're renewing the KEW Hardcore Championship rivalry here. Big German suplex from the Plowman. In slides the mystery. And he goes straight after the BFG after defeating him for the Hardcore Championship. Those two renewing that rivalry immediately there. The BFG now going back after the Plowman as he turns his attention to him. And he misses the clothesline. And now we've got a modicum of calm down nature to this here, ladies and gentlemen, after seeing a few furious eliminations immediately. I'm sure the Skeleton King's not going to be happy. He'll be embarrassed after being knocked out of the Rumble within 10 seconds. And here comes Miss Tash, another member of the Covens, flying down into the KEW ring. Here she comes, sliding in under the bottom rope here, jumps on top of the BFG, face buster there, driving him down into the corner as Atomic Andy sends the mystery into the corner. Big hit from Miss Tash there as she goes after Andy here. Side Russian leg sweep, drives the big fella down. Maybe now they're going to look to team up on to Atomic Andy. Goes after Miss Tash, does. The mystery is the BFG is getting a few hush puppies to the face there. And here comes the next athlete down. It's going to be the Tange Man. Here he comes. He's got a lot of work to do. Coming in at number 9. He'll have thought that if he could get a later draw, that would have benefited him trying to get a future potential KEW title opportunity. But he's in the ring now, and the BFG's got him in the corner immediately. He's come into a hot pocket of action there. And then taken over to the ropes is the Plowman. He could be in a bit of danger as well. It doesn't like the Tange is under any real threat from the BFG. And we're going to get another athlete in 10 short seconds here. We're already missing 2 of the main competitors for the KEW Championship, of course, being the... being James the Cat, who's eliminated, obviously, and... the Man Crusher. My brain went a bit blank there. The Witch Mother sliding into the ring though, and she's gone after Tange as well. So we have 3 members of the Coven in the ring now. We know they're a member light. They're a Mr. Anshaw away from a full house here. And Tange now going after the Witch Mother. The Witch Mother rolls him up and gets a headlock in. Is it going to be the extra member of the Coven here introduced? It's King Daddy, the Irish King Daddy, flying down to the ring. Oh, Miss Tash has gone out as well. Andy took her out. It's 3 eliminations for Andy now. He's on a roll inside the ring. King Daddy straight into the ring to renew the rivalry with Tange. Of course, Tange embarrassed by King Daddy with a low blow. He'd love to get one over on him and eliminate him out of the Rumble, I'm sure. Miss Tash sends Tange onto the ropes now, then comes charging towards him, but Tange climbs back in pretty briefly there as Andy launches the mystery across the top of the ring. And now the BFG lifting Tange high above the head, showing off the power here and dropping him face first onto the KEW mats. And the BFG looks to go after King Daddy and then goes after the Witch Mother with a running drop kick there. And the mystery, it looks like he's trying to put the Plowman to sleep at the top of the screen. The Witch Mother now targets Atomic Andy. Still 2 members of the Coven in the ring at the moment as Tange goes after the Witch Mother. Another countdown is on. Andy clinging onto the top of the rope there. Lucky the BFG almost had him out and over the top ropes there. That would have not been happy days for Andy. Here comes the Firefighter, his tag team partner. And will the Firefighter stand by his man? There goes the BFG. Andy with another elimination. He's got all of them bar 1 so far. Goodness gracious me. He's on a tear in this Royal Rumble, ladies and gentlemen. You have to wonder if that means that when the Turkish Mountain comes in, is this going to be the big men's Royal Rumble here? Is it going to be between the Mountain, Andy, and potentially the Demon when they come flying into the ring? Over the ropes goes Miss Kasuj, and out goes Miss Kasuj. The Witch Mother is out. She's gone. Andy with another elimination here. Goes after the Ploughman now looking to take care of all of the Coven, screams and switches his attention to Tange. Maybe a wise move to try and get rid of Tange. His main competitor here lifts Tange high above his head, and Tange could be going throwing straight out. He is indeed! There goes Tange, another elimination here. Tange thrown out of the ring by Atomic Andy. He's not happy with that. The Tange slump continues. He's not going to get the Royal Rumble win he wanted, and King Daddy is now on the offensive with furious punches. Here comes the Budget Magician now, and look at that, Tange dejected, walking his way back to the locker room. He will not be happy with his performance now. The Budget Magician, middle of the pack, not a bad entrance to get if you can do your worst and hold on to it here. It looked like he was going for the Ploughman early doors, and the Ploughman got a measure of reversals there, and it looks like the Firefighter's in a spot of trouble at the top of the ropes here, and Andy now trying to go for another elimination and send the Ploughman out and over the top ropes here. And there, the Ploughman almost gone here. He's hanging on by the bottom of the ropes here, and so's the Budget Magician. And it looks like the Firefighter's taking a rest at the top as well. The Ploughman just about fights back. And oh my good lord, Benji's back! He's back, ladies and gentlemen! Back out of the hospital, back out of the bed, back into the KEW ring. Sliding in at 14 is Benji. Oh good lord, Mark's going to be livid watching on the locker room. He didn't know he was back out of hospital. Nobody knew. Benji clearing house here. Takes down the Ploughman, takes down the Firefighter. Out goes the mystery. I missed whoever. Maybe it was the BFG at the back as well. They both went out when Benji came flying into the ring. Benji taking the rest now, has a well-deserved in the corner there. But goodness gracious me, Mark is not going to be happy if that man wins the Royal Rumble here. He locks horns with his brother. His brother lifts him high, and here comes the Demon sliding into the ring. And he surely is going to look to go. He's going to go straight after King Daddy, of course. King Daddy, with that recent rivalry, put him through the table. Maybe he's going to forgive him there for that one, and maybe he's going to go straight after whoever he sees as the most dangerous man in the ring. Surely that's going to be the man with the most eliminations who's looking to go after him. Has him on the ropes here, and Benji gets the attention of Atomic Andy, saving the Shinigami at the last second there. Facebuster drives Atomic Andy down, and now look at the Shinigami go. Goes for the kick, doesn't quite get it. Benji cutting the legs away of the Ploughman, whips down to the floor now is the Firefighter. He's been under sustained pressure and stress in this match so far. Double knees to the face of the Shinigami here, and here comes the Yeti, one half of the newly dethroned tag team champions. Again, he had a really good rumble last time around. He eliminated Atomic Andy last time out, and Andy trying to put the Demon over the top ropes. We'll have to see if the Yeti can perform a miracle again and can get the beast that is Atomic Andy out. And here comes the Shinigami slamming him down. Benji with the kicks, driving Andy down to the matting. The Ploughman, though, gets the kick in. I thought he was going to go for a bounce off the ropes and a stomp. Managed to get it interrupted. Benji's on the ropes now with King Daddy. Benji, of course, is going to be not the freshest, or he'll be fresh, but he won't be the most well-practiced athlete in the KEW, you'd have to say. And the Torpedo slides into the ring right next to Benji as the Ploughman's almost sent out. He is, in fact, eliminated by the KEW part of the tag team. The Firefighter as Atomic Andy resting on the apron. You can see there Benji, and now Scott going after him. The Firefighter going after him. The Yeti trying to eliminate the Shinigami. The Shinigami gets a punch in there though, and now here comes the Firefighter exploding at him, and the Shinigami a little shot to the neck there, and King Daddy goes straight after the Yeti, points to the sky, and here comes a pile driver, and down goes the Yeti. Is this going to be the Shinigami? Is this going to be the Shinigami up and over the top rope via the King Daddy? Over the top rope he goes, tries to ram him over with the shoulder. He does. Out goes the Shinigami. King Daddy eliminates him. Well, that one's not going to be over, ladies and gentlemen. The Shinigami's not going to enjoy that. He says, you might well have put me through the table, King Daddy, but I'm going to get my revenge sooner or later. King Daddy with the elimination, getting the measure of revenge on the Shinigami, and he goes up and over, eliminated by his tag team partner. Well, goodness me, you'll have words to say about that. The tag team was back on. It's going to be off again after that one there. This Torpedo flying around the ring, and here comes the Assassin now as well. The last Royal Rumble winner, getting another late entrance here, comes straight in, goes straight for, standing Spanish fly, cracking move there, goes straight for the Firefighter, and Benji's in a spot of bother here as well with the, King Daddy, he's sent over the top rope. Benji saw him coming and then gets clotheslined down by the Firefighter, and the Yeti is now looking like he might be a potential candidate to pick up the W here. We're up to I don't know what number we're on, ladies and gentlemen. We'll take a look in a second when the next one comes in. The Yeti's almost out. The Tarantula's 19. We've almost had our full allotment here. We're breezing through them. People eliminated left, right and centre. Benji now looks like he's going to go after the Torpedo. And here comes the Tarantula, the last member of the Coven. She goes straight away for the Firefighter. The Torpedo's on the ropes. Oh, and the Assassin saves the Torpedo at the last minute here, spinning Benji around and sending him down to the canvas. Benji crawls to the corner and looks to rest here as the Tarantula goes straight after the Firefighter and then goes after the Assassin as well. Benji resting in the corner now, getting the wood block stomps to the face, and here comes the Turkish Mountain. That's not the man you want at 20, really, is it? Let's be honest, ladies and gentlemen. Sliding into the ring and now goes straight after his tag team partner. Interesting move here, lifts him high. Maybe he's not happy with him losing the tag team titles in the fashion they did. Slams him down, goes straight after the Firefighter after realising he's there. It is every man for themselves, launches him across the ring, and now Benji gives him a kick to the guts here. Off the rope he goes, and then a big butt smash right into the face here. And now the Turkish Mountain might be in a spot of bother, having just come into the match here. He's sent towards the apron. Oh, there goes Benji onto the edge of the apron. Benji's eliminated. The Skeleton King will be happy about that. He won't be happy to see his arch nemesis back. He'll be happy he's been eliminated. But you've got to watch the men in the ring, really, the ones to watch now. Surely it's got to be the former tag team champions, the Yeti and the Turkish Mountain. And then it's got to be the Assassin, who could pull off yet another run at the KEW title. And the Firefighter, who just threw his man over the top rope. The Firefighter, of course, has lost out on a KEW championship opportunity to Mark recently. I'm sure Mark will look at the 4-5 people left in the ring here and say there's not a single person there I don't think I can beat. He's already beaten the Assassin, he's beaten the Firefighter, and he struggled against the Yeti. The Yeti did beat him actually before Mark went on that hot streak, and he knows he can beat the Torpedo. He'll be quite happy with that as an opponent. And of course the Tarantula, he'd probably be quite happy with that as an opponent as well, although he'd have to watch out for the misdealings of the Coven. I'm sure they'd get involved in any kind of championship match, as potentially would the Man Crusher. There's got the I thought I was a Yeti driver for a minute, it looked like, from the Firefighter. And Torpedo now has, the Assassin in a horrible DDT there, and there goes the Yeti, the Firefighter eliminating him, and everyone's ignored the Assassin after he had his face demolished on the edge of the apron there, it looked like, by the Torpedo, and none of the athletes have gone after it. The Torpedo could have finished the job there well and truly. He's decided not to. I'm not quite sure that was the wisest move he could have gone for, really. The Torpedo rests him on the ropes, and then the big kick from the Tarantula there, and now surely the Assassin's recovered enough here, and he's got to be one of the favourites for this one here. He goes after the Tarantula potentially, or has he got eyes for the Firefighter? The Firefighter now locks horns of him, goes after him on the apron here, and gets the shoulder charge. There goes the Assassin. We're not going to have a double winning Royal Rumble victory. It's going to be between the Firefighter, the Torpedo, and the Tarantula here, ladies and gentlemen. One of these three is going to get a KEW championship shot. There's a nice release German suplex from the Torpedo. We said last time out, they saw the Torpedo, he put on a really good display but wasn't able to get the victory. Big kick there. He was of course involved with that match between Mark and his beloved, which saw his beloved take the victory. The Man Crusher getting the victory over Mark, whilst the Torpedo caused the distractions. Could he be a shock and surprise winner of this Royal Rumble? Rolled up is the Tarantula, big powerbomb there, and here comes the Torpedo straight after the Firefighter here as the Tarantula rolls to the corner, smartly taking a rest in the corner there to regain some composure. It looks like he's going to try and put her over the top rope, or put the Firefighter over the top rope here. The Torpedo's got him positioned eagerly here. The Tarantula not willing to help out, curiously, and he's able to one big right hander and get his way out of it. Big punch there, and the Tarantula gets him in position, lifts him up and slams him down for the Spider Slammer, and then goes for the kick on the Firefighter, who manages to find his way out of it. Big elbow there. This one's going to go down to the wire, I think, ladies and gentlemen. I have the confidence that it might be the Firefighter. He picks her up on the shoulders, and he's going to look to give her the slam over the shoulders. The Fireman's carry, up and over she goes. The Fireman's carry out of the ring. Now it's just between the Torpedo and the Firefighter. The Torpedo has him on the ropes. Oh, but the firefighter's allowed to climb back in gingerly. Off the ropes he goes, crossbody air. Can the Torpedo build this momentum? Can he get the firefighter out? It's going to be one of these two men who are going to take on Mark for the KEW Championship next week in KEW Live, ladies and gentlemen. Which one will it be? The firefighter or the Torpedo? It's all Torpedo at the moment, choking the life out of his man. Drops the knee square onto the arm of the firefighter. You have to fancy though, if the firefighter is able to build any sort of steam or momentum, it could be good night for him. Oh, there's a pedo driver though, out of nowhere, and now the firefighter doesn't look like he knows what to do. The weak hit is dropped on the back of his head. Surely the Torpedo's got to get him over the ropes here. Over the ropes he goes. He takes his time, gingerly strolling over to him. A little spinneroonie it looks like. What's he doing? He's taking the time to let him crawl back in the ring. Shocking display here. And oh, look at this. We've got the Torpedo and they're facing off against one another here, ladies and gentlemen. Walking round one another, you can see the blood dripping down the face of the firefighter, and he crossbodies in there. A measure of respect from the Torpedo, and it's going to cost him, I feel like. Drop kick drives the Torpedo down, and now surely the firefighter, now he's got this run of steam here. Surely this is going to be it, ladies and gentlemen. He's got to put the Torpedo away sooner rather than later. Rolls him up. Big powerbomb, almost sent him through the bottom rope there. Rolls him back up to his feet now. Gets hold of him, and now he's surely going to look to eliminate him over the top turnbuckle here. Puts him in the corner and takes too long. Again taking too long, and Torpedo, oh, the pedo DDT, spiking the head off the canvas here, going after the ankles. Why don't you just get him over the top rope? For the love of God, Torpedo, this is your chance, this is your opportunity to be the Royal Rumble winner, to potentially be the big man on campus. Goes and runs over, and again allows him too much time to roll back in the ring. Too much respect paid to his partner there, or to his sparring partner I should say. Goes for it again and eliminates him. The Torpedo takes it. The Torpedo's going to get the opportunity. He's won the Rumble. He's going to be the man who will be taking on the KEW champion for the KEW title. Well, Mark's not going to be happy to see Benji back, but that man there is going to get his opportunity to be a KEW champion out of nothing, and he's not going to have to wait long, ladies and gentlemen. The KEW title's on offer next week. The KEW title will be on offer every week. We're hearing from the CEO. Every week Mark's going to have to defend it if he's the KEW champion, or that man there will have to defend it if he's able to dethrone the Skeleton King. Thank you for watching, ladies and gentlemen. That thrilling end to the Royal Rumble. We'll see you next time for more thrilling KEW action. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.